What's up, everybody, or anybody, if anybody's here? I have no idea. I wish there was a way to tell from StreamYard if there's people actually in the room or not. Okay, I think I can tell. And that means nobody's here. That's okay. I'll talk anyway. Give people a chance to get here. These are still available at White Mountain Knives or Urban EDC Supply, excuse me. If anyone has not gotten one of these yet, man, you don't know what you're missing. Such a good knife. In my understanding, it took a year to get these, so it'll probably take a year to get them again. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Sitting here playing with this damn F5.5, man. I'm in love with this knife. Such a good knife. And I can't believe they haven't sold out yet. The action is just so good, man. So good. Yeah. This is one that definitely lives up to the hype. What you been up to, Brian? Hey, Mike. Oh, KC's on right now? That's all right. This isn't going to be a very long stream. I've, see if anybody else does come in here. Hey, Sensor. I didn't realize KC was live right now. Yeah, getting ready to destroy it again, I'm sure, Brian. If you've got family coming anyway. I want to let everybody know that some of the knives from the knife sale prices have been lowered, and feel that we're going to start taking some offers on knives. So the Vero Mini Impulse, ID dropped it to $290. So she's dropping this one. She also dropped the Demco 80 20.5 to $130, but then I just saw it today on Knife Center. They have them on sale for $125. So I don't think she's going to sell that one for anything close to what she's thinking, but I don't know. Maybe after the sales are all over, it will. But the Mini Impulse has been dropped to $290. The Kunwu Orion 2 has been dropped to $135 on this one, which is a great deal on this one. I don't know if anybody's had one of these yet, but that orange pill finish on this knife is gorgeous. My camera will not pick it up, though. You can't even tell there's an orange. Well, maybe you can now. Yeah, you can see it there. Gorgeous finish. Great action. What's everybody got in their pockets today? I didn't have this in my pocket. I had my Feist that I just played around and messed around with in my pocket today. Get excited about the new one. The pre-order, I think, is coming very soon. I don't know how long it's going to take to get them, though, but there's 3 different variations of the Feist XL. You'll be able to, and they're like $90 each, but they're 4V still. I wish they had stuck with 154 CM personally, but I'm not too familiar with 4V. My understanding, though, is it's not very corrosion resistant. Man, Brian, you had a full pocket. I'm actually going to get rid of my bear. I'm just, I kind of lost interest in it. Kind of lost interest in the slip joint thing for the most part. So I'm selling it. Also willing to trade the bear. If anybody out there has a Spyderco Para 3 with the coated blade, the black blade, I'm looking for one. I got some scales I need to install. Keep saying what? The Para 3? Yeah, I'm just going to buy one eventually. My plan was to sell some stuff and then buy one, but, you know, maybe a better deal to make some trades. Sometimes things work out better trading than selling. Yeah, you got lots of knives in there, though. Lots of knives. Yeah, I'm gonna sell the Bexer, or I'll trade the Bexer for a pair of 3. Or the Bear. I keep saying Bexer. Bear. Yeah, and the Northwoods Leather Coast Slip. Yeah, I'm just a bit bored with it, man. It's too much work. I can't do this with it. I can't sit here and do this. And this is just too much work for somebody with ADD who has to stay constantly moving. This is just not up my alley. You know what I mean? It was cool, but it's had its time and it's passed for me anyway. I am looking forward to the new Feist XL though, man. That's the one thing about the Feist. This thing stabbed me a couple times in the beginning. I tried to do the old knuckle roll here, and because of how short it is, that blade came out a couple times and got me right here in the palm. That doesn't happen anymore, but a bigger one would be nice. And it's not giant either. It's just a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker, a little bit longer. But not enormous. So it's going to be the perfect size. I know it. Yeah, that's me, Sensor. I keep wanting to do this, and if I have this in my pocket, I can't do that. You know what I mean? So time to let it go to somebody else who may actually enjoy it, because it's just not doing it for me anymore. I hear that Tactile's coming out with another folder though. Access lock. I saw little pictures of the access lock or the crossbar lock. I don't know when that one's coming out. But that one I'm probably going to want to get for sure, because that'll be more fidgety, like the Bug Out. A knife I used to hate, but I've actually fallen in love with now. Just needed different scales. It's amazing what scales will do to a knife. Elementum, huh, Sensor? What'd you have, Craig? What'd you carry today? Probably a Hinder, if I had to guess. Craig has a Forest on his way to him. He has one of these. I got to send this back very soon. But I'm waiting on another knife to get here to do a video with it. A Hinder? Yeah. Tell you a knife here that's really surprised me that I haven't heard a whole lot of good about. I don't hear a lot of people talk about the Spidey Chef. It's a great knife. It really is. It's not the most fidgety knife, that's for sure. I mean, you can thumb flick it and you can reverse flick it. But it's thin. It's not the best ergos from Spyderco, that's for sure. It's not the greatest ergos because it's how thin it is. It's all flat. There's no contouring. But it's not terrible. But I definitely feel this hump right here in the blade, in the scales. It's not a hot spot, but I could see if you were doing long periods of cutting, this thing would probably become uncomfortable, at least in my hand. But to use for like chopping up vegetables or whatever, it'd be great for that. LC200N. Don't see a lot of aftermarket stuff for the Spidey Chef either. One thing I've seen is Knife Joy has a blue one. They anodize them blue. But don't hear anybody talk about the Spidey Chef. I think it's actually a pretty good knife. This one goes back with those two. These are all Eugene's knives. And I've had the Neutron here and the Shadow here. No one else had these O-rings on the thumb studs. No one else that sent me knives. But I got to tell you, man, I like the rings being on the thumb studs. It definitely makes it better. I got a review coming out soon for this little guy here, this little flashlight. This is a fantastic little light too. The Robibon A2. Love this little thing, man. I just recorded the review earlier. I've had it for about a month now. Fantastic little flashlight. Yeah, honestly, Brian, I like it. I don't think I'd buy one unless I knew I could do some stuff to it. You know, that's kind of where I'm going right now with my knives. That's why I'm wanting another pair of three. My other pair of three is a serious user, right? I mean, it has been through hell and back. It keeps going though. I need to sharpen it again, but it is beat all to hell. So I want to make one that's not going to get beat all to hell. Build another one. Still one of my favorite knives. One of the best knives of all time, in my opinion. The Spyderco Pair 3. Fantastic ergos. And I just love the compression lock. Compression lock's so good. I think I may go with fat carbon on it. I don't know. Or dark matter. I'm really digging the dark matter over the fat carbon, you know? Not so much color, just a hint of color in the dark matter scales versus the fat carbon scales. Fat carbon scales have lots of color. Of course, they have that reflectivity also. I don't know. Don't know. So the Spidey Chef was big a couple years ago. Did people make a lot of stuff for it? Is it a bug out you built, Brian? When you've customized? Selling smock too, huh? Sounds like you're done with Spyderco for the most part. Been there, done that, I guess. I'm still only about a year into this, you know what I mean? So a little over a year. So, you know, I want to customize stuff. Like I love my Yojimbo too. I think I'm gonna change the color of this clip though to purple. I think it'd make more sense for my channel to go purple on it. Which scales do you have on it, Brian? Death grip scales or something else? There's some of those death grip scales with the milling, the polished titanium. They're gorgeous, man. I'm going through this carbon fiber phase though. Lightweight. I want everything as lightweight as possible. I think lightweight is better personally. I put something thick and heavy in my pocket and I'd rather not be there, you know. I'd rather have something that I don't even realize is in there. The bug out kind of started it all. That started it all with going lightweight. Once I had a bug out that had scales that were different than factory scales, like this had aluminum scales on it before. Those are going to go on. Aluminum or titanium will go in this one. I don't know yet. I'm going to do something else with this one, though. Oh, the Flatanium Crossfade. You know, JD for EVC has some of those on his, and they look really nice. He anodized them blue. Looks really nice. That's what these are. These are crossfade, but they're the micarta crossfade scales. Black micarta. So what is your favorite Spyderco then? The Shaman? My favorite Spyderco, I don't know, man. That's hard. That's hard to pick. I bought this Manix 2 to build it out, right? And I should have done some research before I bought it and realized that I can't find anything for it. I can't find scales for it, man. The only thing I can find for it are titanium scales, copper scales, brass scales, and Applied Weapons Technology has aluminum scales. But I think I'm going to have to order some fat carbon or dark matter scales from the same guy that did the bug out scales, because it's already a heavy knife, and I definitely don't want to put any metal on it. I don't want to add any weight to it at all. Uh-oh. You're the first person I've heard of that broke one of those springs that I know of. I hear people say they break, but I've never heard anyone tell me they broke the Omega springs. I did, when I disassembled this bug out, I did notice that mine looked a little had like white on them. Like not really. I don't know if it's corrosion or what it was, but probably just from sweat, I would imagine. I think the bug out gets a lot of hate. I was a hater too. I'll be completely honest. I was a big hater of the bug out. I hated it. I used to own one years ago before I really got into knife collecting. I got one. I think I got it at Bass Pro Shop, and it was just so cheap feeling. You could squeeze it and scales would come together almost, and I just didn't like it. So I sold it. I think I sold it on eBay, and hadn't looked back. But Craig donated one to the channel, had different scales on it, and once I got something with different scales on it, it's become one of my favorite knives now. I find myself constantly wanting to pick it up. It's another reason I like the Forest so much. It's a bigger knife. It's so lightweight for its size, 3 ounces. Yeah, fidgeting with it will wear them out, you know. I'll never remember. I was watching that one girl's video. I can't remember her name. When it says use your shit all the time. And she was like belittling people that sit and do this with their knives. Just sitting there talking straight trash to people that sit and do this, right? Like there's something wrong with doing this and you're going to break your knife and it's going to wear your knife out or this, that, and the other. And I was like, what's wrong with you? Do you have better things to complain about? There's a lot other things you can complain about. That is using it, right? I'm using it. I did put a freaking nice edge on this bug out too. I can never get an edge to show up on this camera though. Something about a polished edge with a coated blade, man. It just looks so good against the black. You can tell I haven't cut with this one since I sharpened it. Not a mark on it. So Craig, if you're still in here, did you ever come up with that trade list? Anything you were interested in trading? Trading your stuff for? I know you got the Forest now. You have a Forest on the way, but this is such a good knife. I hope he makes more of this version because I'm sure the titanium one, the Forest 2, is going to be great with the inlays and everything, but it's not even going to come close to the weight of this. Coated M4, I'm sure it'll take a great edge, probably a razor sharp edge. This one's S30V, man, and I only took it up to, well, I took it to a 1500 grit and stropped it, and it's freaking, I can see myself in it. Took a great edge. Now, when I sharpened that, I sharpened the Feist again too. I've sharpened it a few times now. I only took it to 600 grit. 154 cm feels like it cuts better at a lower grit. Like when you cut through paper, when it's at 600 grit, you can feel it grabbing the material, if that makes sense. You can feel it. It just, yeah, it feels much better on 154 cm. I tried to take it up higher one time. It didn't feel right when it cut. You know, I've never sharpened M4, not a single time. I don't own anything with M4. M4 is not corrosion resistant, right? If I remember correctly. Or it's not stainless, I think. Could be wrong about that, but I know a lot of people really like it. It's supposed to be really tough, I know. It's like a tool steel almost, a strong tool steel. I think that's what I heard Jared Knaf say. Any of y'all get any of the Kaiser clips for your variants yet? I'm going to acid etch this one. I'm getting rid of some of my variants too. I'm only going to keep a couple of them. I'm going to acid etch this blade since it has this blue micarta and try to make it look similar to this. Slightly different micarta, obviously, but Try to make it look similar. I think it'll look good with the acid etch blade and with the titanium clip. I just leave it that color. I think it'll match the blade. Yeah, not stainless. That's why I don't know. I don't see D2, you know, if it's a budget thing, I get it. But if I don't understand buying non-stainless steels, you know, especially you too, Brian. You're out there. You're in North Carolina. You know what kind of humidity we get here. I don't know if Raleigh's as bad as this area, but yeah, the humidity here is ridiculous in the summertime. Although I got to say, my D2 has held up well. I've gotten some rust on a Penguin only because I didn't take care of it, just because it's a user and I beat the crap out of it. But I haven't had any rust issues here. I really don't have much many rust issues at all. This is one I'm going to be selling or trading. This is the variant PE2, brand new. I don't know why I bought so many of these. I went through a thing where I wanted to have all of them. And I bought all of them and then some. So I'm going to be selling or trading this. Obviously, the Wii Coolix I've still got for sale. I think I'm going to take this apart and just strip the color out and take it back to the natural titanium. I think it'll get more interest that way. Probably be my best bet because this thing is such a good knife. It really is. But, you know, kind of heavy. Kind of heavy. I tell you what, Wii has the best. This has the best button lock D10 I've felt. This knife. It's so good. It's unfellable. It's so good. Generally with button locks, that's not the case in my experience. Thought about building another one of these too. Just going through that phase. I want to make of my own. I kind of already dented this one up. Scratched it up. Can't believe these are on sale for $125 right now at Knife Center. I don't know if those are those the 3V version or the OS 10 version, I wonder. Let's go look. Oh, do y'all see they have penguins and fat carbon at Caviso? Yeah, they do, man. The Arctic Storm and I can't remember what the other one was. Yeah, $125. They're the 3V versions. Oh, that's K110. K110, huh? Don't know much about K110. Isn't that just like D2? If I remember correctly. How much are there OS 10 ones? That's the one I bought right there. I guess they're not selling the OS 10 anymore. Yeah, it is D2. So they've got 3V and K110, and that's it. This is what I want to check out. Check this out. All right, look at this. There ain't penguin fans out there. So we've got the. I don't want to see that one. We've got the blue dark matter, the green dark matter, and the marbled carbon fiber. Only 110 for the marbled carbon fiber, S35VN. 140 for. There's people charging 140 for 2 scales out there. I paid 150 for my 80 20.5 scales, just for the scales. That green's pretty interesting looking. That looks nice too, with the Mokotai scale. But I've seen other people that have had those, and First time you touch it, it looks like garbage. What have you done to your AD 20.5, Brian? And which one is it? The OS 10 or 3B? Strix. Strix. What's the Strix? Tell you one I want to check out is the SNEX. That new SNEX one from Wii. What's it called? Oh, why did I type Google? What's the Strix? VDK? 3.75 inch blade. I can already tell you he won't like that one. Maybe that's not the same knife. You're ordering this one on Wednesday, Brian? You like them big then. Or is that not it? Because that's discontinued. Or maybe it's just not released yet. Vision R. I think that's it. Vision R. Is that the one with the new SNEX lock on the back that Wii makes? That one looks pretty interesting. Is that the one, Brian? This one here? That Knife Center? M390. That's a big knife. 3 3/4 inch blade. Overall length 8.1. Weight, what's the weight? Huh, only 3.5 ounces. That's not that bad for a 3 3/4 inch blade. Sparrow knife Strix. Let's go see. I think I saw Tri-State had that, if I remember correctly, a prototype or something. Holy crap. This one had that funky blade, if that's one I remember, right? Is that the Strix? I think that's it, if I remember correctly. That does look nice. I'm not sure how I feel about those vent holes in the side, though. I like the deployment options on it, but I don't know. But that looks good. Damn, that's nice. Look at that blade. My goodness. I bet you that one's in the $600 range, maybe more. Oh, there's a micarta version. Let's go to see if he has a website. It shows the different versions. Ooh, I like that one. This raindrop carbon fiber, $345. Green micarta, full tie. Oh, the full tie is less expensive. Damn, it's still $700, almost $700. Goodness gracious. I like that one the best. Yeah, that's nice. I do like that. Any idea on how long it's going to take to get them? I can't figure out how to get audio from a video to come through, Brian. I don't know how to do it. I've tried it before. I need to ask someone. For some reason, when I've got the audio on. Actually, I may be able to do it. Hold on. Let me try something. You're going to lose me, but I think you'll hear All right. Sorry. Sorry. All right. Now the audio is back. When I played that video, did you guys get audio? When I played that video, did you guys get audio that time? I disconnected my mic because for some reason when I plug my mic in, it kills the audio going out. I haven't figured out why yet. Probably should watch a YouTube video about it. All right. Yeah, no sound. It should be back now. I think it's back. Yeah, there he is. So I'm back. Hey, Brian, do you have a React Exo? Do you have one of those gravity knives? Put that one down. Review incoming on this. Talk about a killer knife. This is another killer one. And this one is about to be sent off and have the thumb studs removed and have a spidey hole put in it, which I don't know how I feel about that because I really like those thumb studs. It's not my knife though, so to each their own. But man, there's some good thumb studs. You don't have an Exo? I'm looking for an Exo to borrow. I want to check one of those out. So when I played the video, all right, I'm going to just try that again, Brian. I'm going to try to play that video again, or for anybody in the room. And I want y'all to tell me if, let me see something here. I want y'all to tell me if you can hear the audio on it. You won't be able to hear me, but I want to know if you. All right, could you guys hear that audio? When I just played that Instagram, but you can't hear it? Oh, what the hell am I doing wrong? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know why it won't give you the audio that I hear when my microphone is connected. I may have to send Tri-State a message. Cole, he knows how to do all that crap. And the weird thing is while my mic is plugged in, I can't hear the audio from the video either. I disconnect my mic, I hear the audio, but then y'all still can't hear the audio. So what am I doing wrong here? Check some settings. Go to audio, speaker. I don't know. It makes no sense. Testing the speakers on StreamYard. Sounds like they're working. Could y'all hear that just now? Testing your speakers on StreamYard. It sounds like it's working. Did you guys hear that? Well, crap. You did hear that, Sensor? Okay, let me try this now. I changed the setting. Do you hear this now? Did you hear that Instagram video? No? What the hell? I don't know. I have to play around with it. I'm doing something wrong. Why do you hear this? I know why you hear that, because it's coming through. Sounds like they're working. Have a great What the hell? That's the stupidest audio test song ever created, by the way. Why? I don't know. I'm so confused. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I have to ask somebody for some help because I'm clueless. The Lucas P? I can never remember that name. I have to grab the pouch, Craig, to remember the name. Every time I pick it up, I'm like, what's that called? I tell you, man, getting old sucks. Is that the right pouch? No, that's not the right pouch. I'm not getting the Lucas P pouch right now, but I'm getting a different pouch. Did you see my text message about this, Craig? This little Chop TS195. Yeah, this is how I remember it. I'll pull this out. There's another something P too, right? It's not just Lucas P. There's another one. I tell you, man, getting old sucks. My memory has gone to complete shit. Yeah, it's some terrible audio. It's terrible. What doesn't make sense is that audio comes through, but the browser audio won't come through. I don't understand what the difference is. Why does one work and one doesn't? It makes absolutely no sense. Wolf P. That's it, Brian. That's the other P knife. I knew there was another one. So there's PPs. 2 Ps. PPs. Yeah, this thing's amazing. This is an amazing knife. Talk about a good detent. It's stiff, but man, it's good. This is one of those you can't feel. Well, maybe you can feel it. I think my thumb touched it though. You think you have enough room to get a spidey hole in there and get to it good? Think you'll have enough to get traction? I guess you probably will. I don't know. It's going to be tight. You hit the top of the hole, I guess. No, Brian, this is not for sale. This is Craig's. He sent it to me to check out before he sends it to, I don't know if he's sending it to weigh a knife or who he's sending it to, but he's getting the thumb stud removed and a spidey hole put in it. Seems sacrilegious to me because there's some nice thumb studs, but it's not my knife. It is not my knife. Oh, we have a magnet connecting there. Tell you what, this thing, Kunwu does a good job. This thing makes different sounds though. It makes an odd sound. I can't figure out what it is. I think it's the stop pin moving, but it only does it. It only does it when it's unlocked. See right there, it won't do it when it's, yeah, it's doing a little bit there when it's closed, but when it's like right here, hear that? It's got to be the stop pin. And then when it's open, it doesn't do it. It's got to be that stop pin. And when the metal touches it on your close, it stops. And when it opens, it stops. Yeah, it's the stop pin. Guillotine action though in this thing. Can't quite, with that swedge, you can't reverse flick it, unfortunately. Who out there got a pinion, Tempest Knives pinion? What are your thoughts on it? I have a versus video coming between the pinion and the Forest. because, in my opinion, if you can't get a forest, which not many people can get a forest unless you happen to get lucky and know somebody that's getting rid of a forest, I think it's a good alternative. Handles shape's different, but blade shape's very similar, other than the finger choil. But this has a finger choil too. It's just mostly in the handle instead of in the blade. Very comfortable in hand. Extremely good action. I like this knife a lot, actually. Not the greatest micarta. It's like that polished, more polished micarta. Not a whole lot of texture to it. But they have G10 versions too. He's live right now, right, Casey? That's the one. He's the one that designed this knife, right, Brian? Compared to the Genie, it's very different than the Genie, Craig. The Genie is a straight guillotine, you know? This is more of a controlled drop. The detent is excellent on this knife. The ergos are fantastic. It's definitely more hand feeling, feels better in the hand than the Genie. It's because the handle's wider than the Genie. So it feels really good in hand. I think I will get a replacement clip because if I remember correctly, the Spyderco wire clip replacements will fit this. So you can get like a deep carry Spyderco clip for to replace a wire clip, and it will fit it if I remember correctly. I think that's correct. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to replace the clip because I'm not a big fan of wire clips. They just feel, you know what I mean? That thing feels like it could bend and break off at any time. It's just very flimsy feeling. Yeah, he did a good job on this one, man. For the price, this is a great knife. For $80, I think these run like $80, $81. Can't go wrong with one of those. And they're OEM by, I knew the answer to this earlier. Who OEM that knife? I'll tell you in a second. It's OEM by Kubi. It's OEM by Kubi, that's right. Yeah. It feels like a Kubi, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, it's great for the money. $80, 14C, 28N too. I'm going to put a new edge on it. It has a very, I'd say like a 25-degree edge, maybe. I think if you lay it back, it's going to be a lot better, personally. All right, Brian. You won't be able to hear anything, though. Ooh. What? What? He cut the scales back? He grinded the scales back and made it a front flipper? Oh, shit. Oh, you could so easily do that, too, now that I'm looking at it. Look at this. Look how see how the blade comes up real high right here? And it's not back here? Honestly, I think you could even make a flipper. Since it's on internal stop pins, I think I could easily cut that back and sand that down and make that a front flipper. At jimping, you could almost make a flipper tab back here too, honestly, if you cut it down over here. You could just take the top of this scale off, round off a little bit right here. You could have a flipper tab there also. But the front flipper idea, huh. I have a project on my hand, but that's definitely going to affect your finger choil though. Right? Well, the blade will still act as your finger choil right there because the blade curves up far enough. Did he put jimping on it too? Dude, why didn't KC do this? It's so obvious when you see it. It's so obvious. It's like they made it for a flipper anyway, right? It's like it's got a flipper in there just waiting to come out. Just hiding in the closet there, waiting to get out. I'll show you again. Yeah, Craig. He's just cut the scale back here and over here, and now he has a flipper and a front flipper on it. Yeah. He just reshaped the scale. Has KC seen that yet? Hey, Drew Tunes, how you doing, man? What you interested in, Drew? Oh, buying knives. Yeah, this is definitely getting taken apart and cut. I mean, I don't need to take much off. I can just round that off right across there. And just bring this back further right back there. What makes no sense, if you look at this, right? See this piece right here that could be a flipper? There's no reason for that to be there because there is no stop pin or anything. So it's like it was designed to be a flipper to begin with. They just didn't make it a flipper. There's absolutely no reason for that piece of metal to be there. It's not serving any purpose on the knife except to be a flipper tab. Huh. It's like Kubi took a blade from another knife and just reshaped it, but they kept the pivot area on the blade the same and reused it on this knife. That's what I think is probably going on here. I bet you there's another Kubi out there that uses this exact same blade stock, just with a different blade shape. I'll send you the link, Craig. There, it's on its way to you on Instagram. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Does he have any more videos showing that? The process, maybe? How much he cut? I just started following him. I didn't. First time I've seen any of his stuff. He's got some nice knives, though. There's another pinion. Did he? I wonder if he dyed that pinion to get that blue, too. I was thinking about sanding this down and dyeing it. Yeah, I bet he did dye the black micarta blue. They sell a few different colors, but I don't know if they have that blue. Yeah, they don't sell that blue, so he must have dyed them. Or I bet you no, because he had the micarta one, so I was going to say it was a jade one. Maybe he got more than one. I don't know. because yes, he's got the black micarta one there. I don't know, maybe he got more than one. Or maybe he dyed that micarta. His micarta looks a lot lighter than this black micarta anyway. Looks quite a bit lighter than this. Let's see here. Now this micarta is quite a bit darker than that micarta. Interesting. Yeah, just a Dremel, Craig. Exactly what I was thinking. Just take a Dremel. You could easily shape it out. Just draw it on the sides before you take it apart, and then just Dremel it down. To go ahead and sand the scale down and dye them at the same time if I do it. Debating what color. I don't think I'm gonna do purple again. I'm gonna have to. Only leather dyes I have are purple and black at the moment, though. So I have to get another color. This is so dark. I'm not sure how much lighter it'll get sanding it, but give it a shot for sure. I was worried about how the Feist would take the purple. It took it really well. I sanded it with 150 grit sandpaper before I dyed it. It took the purple really well. And it's a brighter purple, I think, because it's on blue. It'll darken as I use it, and the oils from my skin get on it to get much darker, like a plum color. That's what I would hope to see. I could just oil it, put some mineral oil on it. Yeah, did Julio get one? I don't know if Julio got the pinion. Let's see. If he did, I'm sure he posted it. Oh, he has the Vision Art. Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't know if he got the pinion. He could definitely do it, though. I mean, just look at what he did to that TS-195, man. Grinding micarta is child's play compared to grinding down titanium, you know? Why do I get the feeling that there's a pinion 2 coming, and it's going to be the exact same knife with different scales? I think, I mean, just think about it. He would have sold, I think, he would have sold a lot more of these if they'd have been like that to start with. I mean, it'd have been a much bigger seller, in my opinion. Especially if you add some jimping right there. It's going to be kind of slick to front flip it. If you take like a Dremel with an angle grinding wheel and just put a couple of jimps across there. That's tricky to do, though, and keep it even and straight. I don't know if I can do that. I'd get some on there. It probably wouldn't look very good, though. Because it's a great knife. But, man, if you could front flip it, too, it'd be that much better. Shit, I don't even need a Dremel, man. I can just go out, take the belt sander, and just put the belt sander upside down. Just make sure I keep that finger away right there. That's growing the retarded fingernail. Oops, I'm not allowed to say that word on YouTube anymore, are you? Check that nail out. The thing's growing with a hump in the middle of it. See that hump growing in the fingernail? Man, that looks terrible. I'm hoping if as it grows, that will grow out, but I don't know if it's going to or not. No reach arounds given here. Not a single one. You got the wrong channel. Wrong channel. I don't know if I'm gonna like that Vision Art, honestly. I love the look of it, but it looks like with the way the lock is on the back, it's not going to be very ergonomic. And the clips on the back too, you know? I think it's a cool looking knife, but I think the ergos are going to be hot garbage. I haven't seen a lot of reviews for it either, which I find odd. Normally by now, every YouTube channel out there would have reviewed that knife. For some reason, nobody's reviewing it. And I think it's because the ergos are hot garbage. They look like they're hot garbage. I mean, how could they not be with the lock sticking up that far and then the pocket clip on the back right there? How could it not be terrible? It's got to be terrible, right? I mean, look at this. Ergos have got to be horrendous on that knife. I don't see any way for them to be good. You got a pocket clip sticking up that's going to hit you right, dig right into your palm. That was my good reverse flicking finger too. Yeah, that's the reason I didn't buy one, but maybe I'm wrong. That's why I'd love to get one in hand, because I saw that knife. I was like, man, that looks good. That blade shape. And then after having that Torino, I believe is the name of it, Craig, you sent, that has a similar lock. It's actually, he gave Snex credit for his lock on that Sandrin Torino. I believe that's the one. And but that one's so thin, and the pocket clip's on the side, so it's not an issue. That lock looks thicker and taller, and then that pocket clip's just gonna, it's got to be terrible. It's got to be terrible. Can't be any way that thing has good ergonomics. That's just a expensive fidget toy, would be my guess. Yeah, I don't see how that could be good. I don't know if I trust Metal Complex on that one. No offense to Metal Complex, but I don't know. I'm looking at that. I don't see any way for it to be good. I'm just looking at how you grip a knife. You grip a knife, a pocket clip's just going to dig right into your palm. There's no way around it. I mean, it's not like there's somewhere else to put your hand, right? Like, this thing has great ergos. That's going to be terrible. I should just ask Julio, how are the ergos on that? I don't know if Julio would, I don't know. But have you noticed that? Normally with a knife that has this much hype around it before it gets released, right after it gets released or right before it gets released, every YouTube channel out there would be reviewing it. And I haven't seen, I haven't seen anybody review that knife. Nobody. Nobody at all, right? I guess Metal Complex did, but I haven't seen the regulars review it. Maybe all of them saw what I see and they didn't buy it, and that's why. I don't know. I think there are some channels that don't like to do negative reviews also, but it is what it is. You review a knife negatively and that company doesn't want to send you knives anymore. But, that's not how this channel would go. If it's hot garbage, I'm going to tell you it's hot garbage. It looks like it is. This knife is not. This knife is fantastic. Great ergos. Very flat, broad clip. Doesn't stab you at all. Good looking Zircotai clip too. This camera sucks cack and balls. Amler and Shabazz reviewed it, Craig. I'm about to go watch the reviews. I'd be very interested to hear what someone had to say about that knife. I'm very curious because, yeah, I'm wrong all the time, just so you guys know. I'm sure if you watch my videos, you're fully aware of that already. I am wrong all the time, at least once a video. And I may be wrong about that knife. But in this one, I would bet some good money in it that those ergos are not good. That thing's terrible in hand. Because I can't see any way possible for it to be good. Anybody in chat had one? Had one in hand? Again, JD for the EDC, yeah, but I haven't seen him review it. I know he had one. Tri-State had one, but nobody's reviewed it for some reason. Why not? Why not? Why buy a $300 knife and then not review it? I don't get it. There's some shenanigans going on, I guess. But that's just, I don't know. Maybe there's other good reasons. Stasa did do it. Metal Complex did it. And Wayne Sharp World has done it. Love Them Knives did it too. So there's four people that reviewed it. But that knife's been out for a long time. And like I said, like all these other knives, when they come out, all these channels all get them pretty much at the same time, right? And within a week, you'll see everyone review the same knife. For some reason, that didn't happen with this one. I'll show you, Brian. That one. The one that has to have horrendous ergos. Ergos have got to be terrible, that knife. It can't be comfortable in hand. I don't see any way possible for it to be. With the way the lock sticks up, and then the way the pocket clip is going up right there, that knife, I don't see how the ergos could be good on it. Need to ask Julio. I don't know if Julio's in here or not. Probably not. That's the one I'm talking about, Brian. The Vision R. That's why I'm asking. I think I asked earlier. Anybody has that knife? I want to get one in hand and check it out. I didn't know that Julio had one until I just checked his Instagram. That's his most recent picture too, so maybe he just got it. Yeah, he just posted that picture yesterday, so. Yeah, I'm going to have to go watch a couple reviews. But what I was saying, Brian, is normally there was a lot of hype around that knife, right? Before it came out. And I know a few channels that bought it, but none of them have reviewed it for some reason. And it's been months now, so I'm just curious why nobody reviewed it. Did they just sell it? A few channels did. Yeah, I just looked them up. The channels I see that did are Metal Complex, Wayne Sharp World, Love Them Knives, and Stasa 23. Those are the only channels I see. Actually, Mike Elmer did it too, but I don't really watch his channel. The ones that I'm subscribed to, those are the ones I saw. I need to go watch their reviews. I'm curious. I generally try not to watch a review before I do my own because I feel like it may, taint my review. Try not to let it too, but, shit happens. You don't even intentionally realize it. I'd rather review it before I watch anyone else's review. That way I can get my honest opinion on it. Yeah, I'll watch it. I'm going to watch them tonight. I'm going to watch a few of the reviews. I'm going to ask Julio if I can borrow his. Actually, I think I'll just ask Julio if I can borrow his before I watch any of them, because, again, I'd rather watch it and give an honest review myself before I watch anyone else's reviews. I feel it's better that way for me personally. Then no seeds get planted in my mind and have me, feeling differently. It's a good looking knife though, man. God, it looks good. Such a good looking knife. That blade shape is right up my alley. Make that same blade, that same knife as a frame lock or a liner lock. Make that exact same knife right there as a liner lock. Be awesome. Awesome. Tucson made a knife that had a pocket clip on the top like that. And I watched some of the reviews on that one because I thought the same thing. I was like, man, that thing's got to be terrible in hand. And every review I watch, I was like, yeah, this knife sucks. It sucks. You can't grip it. Wouldn't make any friends doing that, Craig. Of course, this is a very heckling others. You have to do it on the DL. You know what I mean? Use a voice changer. Change the voice and do everything differently. Which knife was it that I did that was terrible? There's one of them I did. I got hate for it, but it was actually a terrible knife. It was really bad. I don't remember which one it was. I gave the that one Wii kind of a negative review for me, for my hand size, but that wasn't that bad. Which one was it? Man, getting old sucks. I can't remember anything. If I didn't know better, I'd swear I smoke weed because my brain is just, I don't know. I need to get checked out for Alzheimer's or something. I can't remember anything anymore. I feel like a hippie with short-term memory loss. Yeah, get a voice changer. Yeah. The Lion Steel was terrible. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. There's another one. I don't remember which one it was. The bad ones I don't really remember for some reason. The ones I don't like. The ones I like, I can remember all of them. But the ones that I think suck, I can't remember any of them. It's probably a good thing. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to get a Vision R from someone, though, and try it out. I just want to. I already know what I'm going to say, though. That's the bad part about it. I'm getting it to do a negative review. I already know it. I can't see any way around it. But I still want to do it, just to be honest about it. So, because that's an expensive knife. And if I bought that knife thinking it was good and it got here and it sucked, I'd be pissed off, you know? I don't know about y'all, but I don't have $300 to throw away on a knife that's going to stab me in the palm when I don't want it to stab. Parts of it stab you that aren't made for stabbing. But that Torino, the way they did the lock on that Torino, which is the same locking system, it's so thin and low profile that it actually works out great on that knife. It's fantastic. But, yeah, time will tell, I guess. That's why I didn't order one. I was so close to ordering that knife, too. I almost ordered that knife just because of the blade shape. I'm so glad I stared at it for a while. Yeah, the Tonic was definitely one I did not like. I did not like it at all. It's made to be a two-handed or one-handed knife, but if you use it one-handed, you're going to get cut. So kind of a bad design, in my opinion. But you know what they say about opinions, right? You know that old saying about opinions? Opinions are like assholes, and everybody has one, and most of them stink, right? I'm sure mine stink to somebody. Now, I don't do many negative reviews. I try. I mean, that's not intentional. I just like most of the knives I get my hands on. Thank goodness. Luckily for me, most of the knives I get my hands on come from a longtime knife collector who has good taste in knives and picks out things like that, like in that Vision R, and didn't buy them. So that's one of the first knives that I looked at it. I think that is the first knife that I looked at without touching. And it's like, man, that's going to suck. It wasn't that I didn't like the way it looked, because I love the way it looks. I think it looks fantastic. But I just looked at it as like, that's got to be terrible. And yeah, the fact that no one's talking about it makes me think a lot of people bought it, got it in hand, and immediately sold it. The Spree, that's the one I was talking about, Craig. I mean, I gave it wasn't negative. I like the knife. I really do like the knife. It's such a good looking knife. It's got great action. Just the front flipper jimping sucks. It's terrible. And for my hand, the pocket clip stabbed me. But other people with larger hands, the pocket clip didn't seem to affect them. But the front flipper jimping sucks on that knife. It's terrible. It's slick, very slick. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to be lowering some prices on some knives. I got to figure out how to do that. I guess I will make a video just telling everybody to go check the description of the original sell video and look at the pricing. The pricing's changed because I've had 3 different people contact me now asking me to lower the prices. And, you know, a lot of these knives in the beginning, they asked their prices, and now I was like, that's probably too much. Probably too much. But I don't set the prices. The sellers set the prices. So we'll be lowering them down. Actually, I did set the prices for some of them, but not all of them. Unfortunately, it's that time of the year right now where there's so many sales going on that the secondary market is going to be rough. If you're looking, it's going to be good for buying. It's not going to be good for selling right now, I don't think. with the economy being what it is, and it being Black Friday coming up, and Christmas coming up, and all the sales that are going on, I think it's going to be rough selling on the secondary. But you should be able to find some very good deals on the secondary. That's for sure. You're about to find some better deals on this secondary very soon from what you saw. Damn, it's getting late. It's what you saw earlier. So pricing's about to drop on quite a few. So keep an eye out for that if you were interested in any of them. And yeah. And if you want to make an offer on anything, feel free to make an offer. Worst thing that the seller can say is no, right? If you want to make an offer, feel free. Always open to offers. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys all. Thank all you for being here. I'm going to try to start doing live streams at least once a week. I got to figure out a date and time I can do it every day and get in the schedule. It's just difficult. Life is busy, but I'll figure it out. Later, guys.